Today, the youth want thrill of the chase. Anything predictable is boring. And anything that challenges their roaring spirit is welcomed with a dare and a wave. Fueling the spirit of the country's youth with its gamut of rallies is Maruti Suzuki, who has changed the way India look at motorsports. For more than a decade, it has endeavored to make motorsports synonymous with the youth by presenting them with an exciting platform where they can test their mettle in some of the extreme terrains of India. The motorsports fever has finally gripped the nation, and the fan base continues to grow at a lightning speed. Most of these rallies today have become a mega event, and Maruti Suzuki is right at the epicenter of this transformation. Over the years, these rallies have evolved. Today, it has something to offer to anyone looking for a little action and fun. Let's take a sneak peek at some of the star Maruti Suzuki motorsports events of India. Staged at the highest altitudes of India, Maruti Suzuki Raid the Himalaya is rated amongst the top 10 toughest rallies in the world. And has earned a cult status amongst motorsports lovers. At -30 degrees in the abode of Himalayas and loaded with some of the trickiest mountain roads, it's an event swarmed by adrenaline junkies from across the world. Maruti Suzuki Dakshin Dare was conceptualized to bring the heady rush of off-road rallying to the southern counterpart of India. Right from its first edition, it has captured the admiration of the participants, and today, Dakshin Dare is reckoned to be the biggest motorsports event of southern India.
So I think it's a long-term initiative that Maruti has taken, and being the leader and being the leaders by far, it is incumbent on us that we promote the sport. There have been people who are very passionate about motorsports, and it's to provide an avenue to those kind of people is where we thought of investing. Over a period of years, what we've been seeing is that from being a very exclusivist kind of a sport, now more and more new people are coming into that, and that's what the endeavor has been for some time now. It's about providing experiences to people, so right from the kind of cars that we make. So there's a driving experience that you get by driving a particular car, and it's about this experience of understanding what motorsports is.
Adding the ultimate star to Maruti Suzuki's already shining repertoire is a mega rally that literally puts the thrill seekers right at the eye of the storm. It is one of India's toughest, hardest, and literally the hottest of rallies. The Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm Rally, where riders and their machines are pitted against some of the most taxing terrains that are designed to deceive.
I think it's about understanding the terrain, and that's where it's Maruti Suzuki and our partner, Northern Motorsports, where they come in, they understand the terrain, and it's about improving the game every year. It's a beautiful terrain, the sands of Rajasthan, and I think it's anybody who's a sports or a motorsports enthusiast, I think it's something which really pumps their adrenaline, and that's what the Desert Storm is about.
Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm is nothing less of a mind game. The rally happens over a period of 5 days, where the participants have to not only withstand the harsh conditions but also outsmart the mighty Thar Desert through a series of complex routes and hurdles designed to test their endurance, stamina and their will to stay on top of their game. Let's take you to ground zero of 15th edition of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm and find out how the teams are equipping their machines to survive the storm waiting ahead. 100 riders, 63 navigators, 52 service teams and a legion of rigged cars ready to take on the 2,000 odd kilometers in the next 5 days. The Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm Rally is an affair unlike any other.
This year we've adopted a different approach. We have shorter stages initially, giving people time to fine-tune their cars and then putting them into the bigger stages. It's just rained recently, so the challenges of sand will be much lesser. Even with a slight sprinkling of rain, becomes much firmer. So the climbs onto the dunes and all become much easier. The trick will lie in the last leg because it's a night stage, 100 kilometers of night stage, followed by a very short rest period and then a day stage. So a person who can conserve his car till then, and that is going to be where tables will turn.
Engines are revving and the stage is set and the riders are raring to taste the euphoria as they line up for the flag off.
For the next 5 days, the teams will be at the complete mercy of the Thar Desert.
A desert can be very, very treacherous, and it has been this year. It gets difficult by the day.
To ride really fast here in the desert is quite a challenge.
Leg 1 begins with raw energy transpiring through the teams as they undertake the journey from Hanumangarh to Bikaner.
We had a couple of sandy sections, some rough terrain.
It has been rained a couple of days back, so the sand was still wet and it was a hard pack, so it was a bit faster than what we expected.
Different situations are coming. We both are trying to manage the time as it is a TSD format.
To take out a two-wheel drive out of a four-wheel drive track, it's difficult.
And I must say the machine has performed very well.
Many factors work together to make this mega event safe, efficient and a resounding success. The marshals posted at Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm are one such contributing factor and are at the very core of the rally.
Today here, actually starting the competitive stage beyond this place. To start the stage, the first car, the minute they are flagged off from here, we tell them, car number so-and-so started. So once the car reaches the radio point 1 or the hop 1, he says car number 101 has passed hop 1. Every 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, we have been monitoring them.
Weathering the scorching heat and the extreme conditions, marshals placed at every checkpoint gauge the performance, ensure that the rally is on the right track and everyone is playing by the rules. Leg 1 ends at Bikaner, but the struggle has just begun. The fresh energy and the passion for unknown were evident as the riders clashed with the first of many obstacles. The acceleration and the drama of Leg 1 of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm has left the teams hungry and craving for more. The participants try to make the most out of the worst situations at hand. The 15th edition of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm Rally saw a massive influx of participants, of its many loyalists.
The sport's always been about men, and there's always somebody or a lot of people saying that it's not a girl's thing. This is what I say to everybody: why should boys have all the fun, and why not break the stereotypes and let the girls also have some fun?
This year witnessed an outstanding increase in the women participants, laying the groundwork for yet another milestone moment in the history of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm.
When we are proving ourselves in the other fields, why not extreme sports like rallying?
Leg 3 of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm is where the real test of endurance is. The highlight of this leg is the stretch of 200 kilometers that the riders have to overcome in Jaisalmer, which is most probably the toughest hurdle of this season. It is the ultimate test, and the body is just the vessel carrying out of the mind strength to persevere. Let's find out what's in store for the rally drivers.
Day 3 has this 200 kilometer, 198.8 kilometer stage, which has mix and match of everything, a lot of sand, a lot of grit areas, long stretches as well. So this is going to take a lot of toll on your machine and man itself.
Today is a very long stage. It's called the monster stage of Desert Storm.
Take it easy and finish this stage.
Stick on the track, not to get lost, because it's a very long stage. If you get lost, we don't know what will happen.
I just want to survive through this stage today.
Kilometer stage was very taxing, both on the machines and on the driver.
Not going all out because the 200 kilometers can really take cars out of the grid. So we will be saving our car and trying to keep it on the go and using the service points as much as possible.
The second last leg of the season, leg 4, will be crucial in hinting at the winning team. Nothing is predictable when you are fighting to survive in one of the most treacherous terrains of the world. The tension is palpable and the competition cutthroat. It's time for the rallyists to go full throttle as they navigate through the dry and arid sand dunes. The teams are still in Jaisalmer for the leg 4 of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm, and it's time we found out their game plan for the remaining journey.
तो इसमें हमें देखना पड़ेगा किस स्ट्रेटजी से चलना है और हम देखेंगे कि जो सेकंड चल रहे हैं वो क्या बिहेव कर रहा है और हमारे साथ किस तरीके से या लीड कर रहा है या कुछ कर रहा है, उस हिसाब से हम स्ट्रेटजी चेंज कर देंगे अपनी और कोशिश करेंगे कि गाड़ी लास्ट 5th डे तक सेव रखें। कंपटीशन तो टफ है और पूरी कोशिश करेंगे हम अपना बेस्ट देने के लिए।
It's a lot of different kind of sand. Sometimes it's really deep. Sometimes it's just a lot of vegetation. Sometimes it's hard pack and it's really slippery. So yeah, and the overall the stage is really fast.
Leg 5 ups the ante by starting stage 1 at the dark of the night. The machines and the riders are exhausted, but ready nonetheless for one last romance with the stormy desert. Who will claim the victory over the Thar Desert? Will it go as expected, or are there any unfathomed traps waiting to change the game in the final race to finish line? The sun shines on Jaisalmer as the riders set out to complete the final stage of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm 2017.
I think this is quite a fast stage, and I think it's more hard packed this stage. You know, not as sandy as the stages that we did. So I think they're switching it up a little bit in the middle, so should be interesting.
Stage 2 is where it all comes to an end before they head to Jodhpur for the prize distribution. It's finally time for the ultimate truth. From salt-flat lands to marshy tracks to dirt-laden terrains. The last few days have pitted the riders against every obstacle imaginable. It was battle-fought with gusto by the top contenders of each category. Team Maruti Suzuki with Grand Vitara ruled the extreme category, with Suresh Rana becoming the undisputed winner of Maruti Suzuki Desert Rally 2017. At second position was Gypsy, driven by Himanshu Arora. The very promising R. Natraj won the moto category, closely followed by Tanveer Abdul Wahid at second position. Slowly but steadily, Nikunj Toshniwal claimed victory at the Endure category. At second position was Arpit Gupta. The limelight for Explore category was stolen by Vitara Brezza, driven by Kartik Maruti. At second position was again Vitara Brezza, driven by Jagmeet Gill. The fan base of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm is growing exponentially. The adventurous setup and complexity level makes this rally a very desirable event for the youth. The continued participation of some of the most sought-after bikers and professional rallies of India has left a positive impact on the minds of younger generation. Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm has come a long way since its inception, and the attitude towards it is definitely changing amongst the youth of the country.
I think the Storm is a really enjoyable rally. Like the stages, if anybody did this stage over here, they would really love it.
You should totally try this. It is going to be one hell of an experience, one experience of your lifetime, and which you're going to really cherish till the end.
I would encourage more and more women to join in, because you are no less, so why do you hold yourself back? Come forward, enjoy the sport. It's all about your own motivation, your own grit, and I think women have it in loads.
See, motorsport is dangerous, but then it is 200% safe. It is more safer than driving on the national highways. Those people who want to get into the sport, you should start with an autocross, because that's where it's a controlled environment. We have trauma, we have doctors on standby, we have the entire officiating team which is watching you. It's always better to be inside a track rather than being outside. So please do not do any stunts on the road. It's better to be inside a rally car. You're much more safer.
We hope that the 2018 edition sees more and more youngsters, and we promise to come back with a bigger, more adventurous and a stormier edition of Maruti Suzuki Desert Storm.